You are immortal, not your body, not your conscious mind, but the real you, the part of you which exists forever in the universal subconscious mind. You always have been. You always will be. You are inseparable one with everything that is. Each human being in this world, all life, all form, all objects. One, just one, and everything answers thought and faith. It is important for you to realize that the first cause of all circumstance in your life is thought. All things and all circumstances must first be created on the mental plane. When such creation is clear-cut and born of faith and conviction, nothing can stop this image from becoming real. Once this image has come into your mind and you have accepted it, you have done all that is necessary for you to do. All the process of creation, time, place, and circumstance must be left in the hands of the all-knowing subconscious mind. The physical circumstance you desire may come from a direction you expect, or it may come in such a way and such a manner as you have never dreamed. Don't strain or urge or become impatient. Simply have faith and let go. Remember, whatever you observe closely causes you to entertain an element of doubt. You have nothing to do but create the mental image with complete faith, and with that simple act the process is completely done. Be assured that the image will become real in your physical world, for you are dealing with law and law alone. The subconscious mind is the infinite substance of which all things are made. It has no beginning and no end, and everything exists within it. The memory of the subconscious mind is perfect. Intuition reveals an all-knowing mind. Intuition is the aspect of mental power which enables a person to contact certain aspects of the subconscious mind with ease. In most cases, this phenomenon might be summed up as an intuitive grasp of universal law. Mathematical prodigies are cases in point. Ask such a one for the cube root of 21,952,000, and he answers immediately with 280. He does not stop to figure this, to factor, to add, to subtract, to multiply, to carry. The answer is apparent to him. It is apparent because he sees the law, and the law automatically yields the answer. There is nothing mystical or occult about this. Since the universal subconscious mind knows everything, it does not figure out anything. The answer is synonymous with the question. Intuitively, the mathematical prodigy is in contact with the subconscious mind, and he sees immediately, with the posing of the problem, exactly what the answer is. Every great artist and engineer, physicist, chemist, and astronomer, all who seek after creation and answers, must perforce have some contact with the universal subconscious mind. This contact comes when they get themselves out of the way and let the only mind in all creation provide them with the answers. The characteristics of this great mind become apparent under deep hypnosis. It acts as if it can make anything, without doubt, without wonder, without fear, without hesitation. Though hypnotic experiments have not yet gone so far, there is little doubt but what the subconscious mind can do exactly what it undertakes to do, for it knows everything and everything exists within it, and its only movement is to change the arrangement or apparency of its own substance. The success of thought transference is increased many times under hypnosis. The intuitive grasp of universal law is increased many times under hypnosis. The hypnotized person can, with vastly increased effectiveness, read the thoughts of other minds and answer problems where he has no known understanding. As science knows the reasoning methods of the mind of man, they generally come under two main classifications: inductive reasoning and deductive reasoning. Now, inductive reasoning means to reason from the particular to the general. For example, given an individual cat that can see at night, inductive reasoning sets out to prove that all cats can see at night. Deductive reasoning, on the other hand, given the premise that all cats can see at night, will arrive at the conclusion that a particular cat in a particular place at a particular time can see at night. It is apparent that inductive reasoning knows circumstance and seeks the law, while deductive reasoning knows the law and seeks the circumstance. The parallel can be seen immediately. Man knows circumstance and seeks the law. The universal subconscious mind knows the law and seeks the circumstance. The subconscious mind reasons only deductively. It cannot reason inductively because it already knows all law. It seeks only to determine circumstance from its complete knowledge of the law. This characteristic of the subconscious mind, that it reasons only deductively, that it therefore has in its possession the full knowledge of all governing law, is an indisputable proof that it is the infinite substance, God in man, the ultimate or absolute of all creation. And it is obvious that the individual's complete use of this mind will provide him with all the power of creation. The great enlightening truth with which hypnosis has provided us is that this universal subconscious mind responds entirely to suggestion. In other words, this subconscious mind attempts to create in form and circumstance that which the conscious mind suggests to it. This subconscious mind does not direct man as an automaton, visit disaster and suffer upon him, govern his life. Indeed, it is the servant of man and does exactly what man tells it to do. Thus, our primary tool in attaining all our desires is the use of meditation. In meditation, we are simply affirming certain suggestions to the subconscious mind. We are simply repeating and affirming certain thoughts with faith and conviction so that they will be acted upon by the infinite intelligence. It is true that our percentage of success will be low at first, for even as we affirm, we deny. Even as you settle yourself for your daily meditation and affirm the good that is to come into your life, certain negative doubts ingrained in your thinking over the years will tend to project themselves into the subconscious and thus negate all your affirmation. The prompters themselves are difficult enough to overcome, and habits of negative thinking make the problem of successful meditation all the more difficult. While the hypnotist might cure you of a specific illness in several sessions, you yourself, undertaking the same cure, may find that it takes you several months or even a year. But don't be misled into seeking solution through hypnotism unless your problem is so acute and time of such essence as to forbid any other procedure. For only by solving your own problem, only by attaining control and understanding of your own power will you be truly a master of your own life. Even as chronic illness keeps you running to doctor after doctor, so will the solving of your problems by hypnotism keep you running to hypnotist after hypnotist. Now, this fact we must make very clear. If your appendix is ruptured or your leg broken, the person for you to see is a doctor. If an acute neurosis is leading you into intense melancholia or displacement of personality or any psychotic behavior that may be dangerous to yourself or society, the person for you to see is a psychiatrist. When a physical event or circumstance has reached its acute stage and the life or welfare of the individual is seriously threatened, the event or circumstance must be dealt with on the physical plane. Doctors and psychiatrists will play an important role in human welfare for many years to come. But the day will arrive when mankind understands that all physical circumstance originates on the plane of thought, and that day each person will stand individual sentinel against all disease and all emotional suffering, and they will disappear from our world. Our conscious minds, these instruments of ours which classify and analyze pain and pleasure and have their seats in our brains, tend to play a very disconcerting trick on us. Since the conscious mind functions altogether for the purpose of survival of the individual, it does all in its power to measure and weigh and classify everything which it comes in contact. Through the sheer variety and exactness with which it performs these classifications, it tends to convince us of the final reality of the physical world about us. For example, if we say in all truth that the chair on which you are now sitting is composed of sheer energy, which is in a constant state of movement, the conscious mind says, "No, I feel it, and it is hard. It has a certain shape and color, and it is real. I can leave it today, and it will be here when I return tomorrow." This is a typical example of the reasoning of the conscious mind, but to consider it final reality is a bleak prospect indeed. This is not to propose that you ignore the chair and attempt to walk through it, for you are likely to wind up with a nasty fall. This is only to state that the physical objects and circumstances of our world cannot be final reality. If they are, then this life is all there is, and each human being is a poor thing buffeted around by a mad and ironic fate, and this consciousness of yours that is such an astounding thing is nothing but an accident. The great plan and design of the universe could not possibly permit such an appalling accident. You, your consciousness, must fit into this great design just as all other things fit, and the detail and purpose of all life is of such wonder and complexity that there could be nothing else behind it all than an intelligence of infinite scope and power. You live in this intelligence. You have your very being there. This intelligence is the only mind there is. It responds to us as we recognize it, and it responds entirely by suggestion. What a towering, wondrous world! We may call upon the power of all creation simply through thought and conviction. Nothing is impossible to man, for the intelligence in which he lives gives him anything he can visualize and have faith in. So let us not allow our conscious minds to trick us into believing that the physical world is the ultimate reality. Let us go through our days following the dictates of the conscious mind in the physical world. For this pain-pleasure discerner of ours is a finely made machine for coping with the physical. But let us constantly reach outward for the infinite intelligence that is ours. Let us know that all form and circumstance must first originate on the plane of thought, that the first cause of all creation is simply thought and conviction. Let us know that we can contact the universal mind for the answers to all our problems, that we create all of our circumstances by giving birth to them in our minds, that nothing in all the universe can stop our thoughts from becoming real in our experience, for that is the law of life and of living.